All right, hey guys, John here again with Empowered Strength. Kelly's gonna be demoing some alternative, maybe unusually looking movements with our alternative to stone training, especially Atlas stones, carry over somewhat to sandbag training, a little bit different grip and positions with everything from the natural stones all the way through the sandbags in their own unique way. But we're gonna be training here. This looks a little scary maybe, but we're gonna start here. And what she's gonna do is take her hands, we wanna make sure she's not doing is clasping her hands all the way like this. You can do this if you'd like for other purposes, but I don't think it's gonna help you at all with your more specific kind of that crushing grip, that unique grip right here that is very important for Atlas stone training, especially if you're not training them with tacky, somewhat for sandbags, and then also somewhat depending on the natural stones, it can really require a fair amount of that if they're more rounded Atlas stone type of smoother stone that way. So a little bit more detail there, but what she's gonna do is clasp this here. Normally I would have her a little bit higher, but for our demo purposes, this is what we're gonna be using here. Clasping her, or sorry, not clasping her hands here, and then she's gonna do a couple pull-ups and she's gonna go from the side. She could have this turned around the other way here. And this is just a nice 48 kilo kettlebell, so as much surface area as we can. We don't want a little kettlebell in here. We wanna be out here like this. And she can really come up and squeeze here. Nice alternative to, and it's gonna help her pull-ups as well. All the loaded stuff, always being bent over, always being loaded and compressed. This is actually a nice decompression position. It's a nice alternative, like we like to say, same but different kind of stuff. So some nice wins, I think, in there to train that more specific grip kind of starting position. It's also going to help in here when we're picking and loading or doing some other carries or before we shoulder. It's only going to help this kind of crushing, unique position in here, this carry type of position as well. So nice alternative there. Again, this 48 kilo kettlebell, Rogue, and I think a few other companies do make something more specific that you can grasp and hold there. I'm sure you can come up with some other alternative things. This is, I think, a fairly safe way that I've found that works. I can hold myself up on this with just a strap from a ring setup is what I use here. So next one here, we're gonna do, I call it a bottoms up row. So Kelly's gonna turn that kettlebell upside down. This is a 28 kilos. This is a pretty good amount of weight for her. The thicker the bell, the more challenging, more stone-like that's gonna feel. So you can tip that over, just like she would row her stone. It's a little bit of a modified position. She can keep her back a little bit more natural, neutral, I think there too. Not be so rounded or always stuck in that rounded position. You know, a little different variation, same but different kind of stuff. Squeezing in, go ahead and turn to the side once. So when she comes over here, she can be there, and really, again, the advantage, it's stone-like the way it's here, and we're not clasping our hands or we're not holding a nice shiny barbell. It's its own unique thing. And as she pulls into her body, she gets a nice training effect of getting everything lit up in here. And as she pulls in here, she can squeeze extra hard and get that nice crushing strength, get those rhomboids working back here, and just feels really good on the back. Nice safe position for that as well. So again, unique grip stuff, and then crushing, bringing those rhomboids back here together and giving them some love. Yep, good. So there you have it. Next one, we're gonna go through with the ball here. One good use for a exercise ball, Swiss ball, whatever you wanna call it, is this is obviously a very large diameter. This would be a huge stone for Kelly. Much bigger than she would ever use. So it's nice to have some, again, training effect in between those sizes. And what she's just gonna do is basically squeeze the life out of this sucker. There's no weight to it, so there's not a bunch of compression going on, a bunch of weird loading on her spine. She's just able to get to the center of that sucker and just give it a huge hug, crush it with her hands, crush it with her forearms, almost like doing a fly in here, but all that isometric tension is just gonna really get her strong, fast, and safe. So some added bonus there as well. So squeezing in, she's right in the middle of that sucker there. A little bit of bicep bend. She's not trying to squeeze her arms too much. Pretty self-explanatory, doesn't need a lot of explanation. I like to hold these for at least 3 to 5 seconds. I think it's hard to put maximal tension more than about 5 seconds of total work. So she can use a little bit of, not total Valsalva where she's holding her breath. She can do a little bit of breath where she's breathing and not completely, turning red where she's gonna feel like she's gonna explode after doing a couple reps. But a few seconds hold for a few reps is really gonna help more that specific strength for our stone loading, give our body a little bit of break from the actual loading. So hopefully it gives you guys some alternative things that make sense, and you can think about how this is gonna fit into your training routine. I like to do them more as accessories at the end of training or a day. Maybe my back is just feeling a little weathered and tired and worn down. I can add these in as a nice training tool that's gonna feed into my lifts but not wear me down, beat me up as much. So there you go. There's some accessories to stone lifting for you guys.